All right, welcome back to ARC Salt Lake. We cover authentic, relevant, and community stories.
You try to stay positive, but then you also have to mentally prepare yourself.
We first discussed the case of 9-year-old Melodee Buzzard with the Criminally Obsessed team a few weeks ago, and since then, this search has intensified, with Melodee and her mom, Ashley, being spotted in Green River, Utah.
Yeah, and the Criminally Obsessed team has been all over the case. We're joined now by Ann Emerson with the latest details on this. Ann, thank you for joining us this morning.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I know we've been talking about this now for a few weeks, and things have really escalated recently.
So give us the latest update, where things stand right now.
Well, gosh, it's changing. You know, with these kind of breaking news stories, we're kind of expecting things to be changing frequently, but this story really is, I think, the sense of urgency to find 9-year-old Melodee Buzzard. And now that we have had new information, especially in Utah, that we've been able to start following up is making a big difference. What we know right now is Ashley Buzzard, Melodee's mom, who she was last seen with, of course, and it was this trip up through from California, their home in Lompoc, all the way up through this 5-state tour up into Nebraska, Kansas, and then turning back around. Authorities are telling us last time that she was spotted was at the Colorado-Utah border. We've been able to also get information with our reporting with our partners at KUTV and Criminally Obsessed. We've been able to get an eyewitness to come forward as well that was at a gas station that said that they actually saw Ashley, but there was another person in the car they thought was much older with purple hair or a purple wig. Which would not be off of the wigs and the disguises that Ashley had been using. So there's a lot of very strange things happening with that. But Ashley's under arrest right now. She's in custody. She was taken in on Friday by authorities on an unrelated charge of false imprisonment. We're learning more about that. I think more will be coming out in the next day, because she's supposed to go to a hearing tomorrow on that false imprisonment charge. Whether or not they can hold her on that, we'll see. Hopefully a mental health charge will also be able to hold her a little bit longer for evaluation until we can get some answers.
So she showed up back in California without Melodee, and then she was arrested on false imprisonment. Who's accusing her of false imprisonment?
Well, from media reports that we're seeing right now, it is a man that has accused her of false imprisonment, went to police, said that, and we're getting more information now about, through various reporting that's coming in about who this man is and why and what his involvement was with Ashley. I think a lot of that is very unclear, and I think that that's important to note right now, because honestly, we need to hear from the authorities what they're going to say that relationship was and what they've been able to learn from Ashley. We also reported some very exclusive information that we learned about a 30-year-old newspaper article that we found here at Criminally Obsessed. It's Santa Maria Times that said that Ashley herself at 9 years old had also been taken from the home by her mother, but for different reasons. It was over an abusive father situation that had been extremely traumatic and had left them unhoused for a period of time. And that similarity, that parallel of Ashley, a 9-year-old Ashley, the mom, having this traumatic experience, and now Melodee being 9, has to be concerning to authorities right now about some very serious mental health concerns of whether or not this has triggered something.
And can you talk more about how a private investigator has been hired in the search as well?
So the private investigator that we started having communications with over the last 24 hours because they saw our reporting on between us and our partners at KUTV of this possible eyewitness to Ashley off of a main road in Utah. And this would be up past the Green River area in Panguitch, and then down further to the Junction, Utah area. From what I understand, there was a gas station. Based on our reporting, that PI, who has already been working for now several weeks with the dad's family, who's been estranged from Ashley, the dad to Melodee, has been working with this family and has gone up into this area based on the reporting to try and find out more information. I think that what it's done is created a significant timeline shortening right now, because we have been looking at this timeline, and it may go back to it, but right now we've been looking at a timeline that took us from the Colorado border all the way back into California. Now, if we can pinpoint where in Utah Melodee actually got out of the car or more information, I think that's what this PI is helping us do. Now, the PI, Bill Garcia, is an incredibly well thought of PI in the California region, especially in the West Coast. He's in Mexico. He has been working for decades. He's very well versed in missing persons. And I think he's going to make a lot of headway, so that's exciting. We're also going to have new exclusive reporting coming out today on our YouTube channel at Criminally Obsessed to give you more information, not only from the private investigator and what's going on with that kind of leads, but also with people that we've been able to talk to that have had a lot of close encounters with Ashley, know a little bit more about the backstory so that people will get a full take, because this story is evolving quickly. Yeah. And tomorrow we are going to have Ashley in a hearing, so we're going to learn a lot more, I think, from authorities.
Yeah, we've been in contact with that private investigator, Bill Garcia, and did an interview, and he's the one who brought up that a woman with purple hair was seen in the area and people didn't recognize her.
Right. So this purple hair, you know, and because we understand that the employee, when we first heard about this, when KUTV reporter Samantha Huffman went up to that area, what we learned was that it was a woman was in the car with Ashley, and the employee thought she was around 20s or 30s, you know. But, you know, eyewitness reports, as an investigative reporter, I spent a lot of time talking to people who have seen things, and we have to be very careful, right? So we need a lot of corroboration at this point that isn't actually Melodee in a wig, or that that purple hair is not a wig, or that it is purple hair. You know, all those kind of things. Those are the sort of details that really matter right now, that we get it right and figure out where Melodee is.
Okay. Ann Emerson, thank you with Criminally Obsessed. We appreciate you joining us.
Thank you so much.